Welcome kindreds, it's Jessica. The 2024 Ritual Planner has arrived. It's so gorgeous. Look at the cover, there's the back, and they've added some really cool extra features this year, changed a few things. I'm going to flip the camera around so I can show you what the inside looks like. I just switched everything off my desk so I can show you this. Oh dear. So this is the cover, really gorgeous shades. It's always like Ritual, always so aesthetic with everything they do. Like when you go on their website and stuff, it always is beautiful. And yeah, this is no exception. It feels kind of like soft, kind of almost like velvety, similar to the last, the way the last cover felt. Let me show you inside. So it's had a complete update on the artwork, and I already thought the artwork was really lovely in this planner. So and they have improved it. So that's really cool. There's also some really nice added features as well, which I'm going to show you, which will make this actually like all of my tarot journaling can now go in this planner because they've added some extra journaling pages, which I will show you in a moment. So calendar features, they've got the monthly calendar. This tells you like a little bit about, so basically these pages are kind of explaining how to use the planner. There's all different types of pages in here, so it's got suggestions and things of the different ways that you can use the layouts. So I won't go into super detail about that. I've got my last year's planner here, not last year's, this year's. We're still in this year at the moment, and it looks a little bit different, so you can see how it's changed. Like there's some of these features are still in there, but things have kind of moved around a little bit, and they've added more useful stuff to the beginning. So yeah, that is this is the 2023 planner, just for kind of comparison. And let's keep going. It feels like a little bit thicker as well, which makes sense actually because there's extra journaling pages in here. So yeah, it will be a bit thicker. So personal birth chart explains a little bit about that, the astrology. Like this is mostly a tarot planner, but it has definitely got a lot of astrological information in there as well. And you'll see that in the calendar pages and stuff. So little year at a glance for 2024, 2025. It's got dates for US and Canada of like when things are. Some of these are similar for me in the UK, but you know, that's fine. Look at this. All of the moon phases for the whole year set out in this gorgeous grid. That is just gold. I'm absolutely loving it. And down here they've got a little like sort of cheat sheet of what the different stages of the moon, what the different phases of the moon are kind of what the energy is like at those different phases, which is really good if you're just starting out to work with the moon like this. Let me move Tara out of the way. So some ideas for 3-card spreads. This was in this year's planner as well, but then some really nice questions as well, like other questions to ask your cards, like what do I need to focus on right now? What will help me find peace in my life? That's lovely. What do I need to let go of to achieve the most growth? So some really good prompts there, which yeah, I think that's going to be really useful. Like, you know, those days sometimes when you're just like, oh, I'm not quite sure what to ask today. And like sometimes I do just pull, quite often I'll just pull kind of cards and see what the story of those cards are. But I've been really enjoying using the prompts. Like I've been using these 3-card idea prompts, but yeah, having these extra ones is good. I'll probably put like a little tab or something on this page so I can refer back to it. So these pages are really useful if you are, especially if you're a tarot beginner, but they're handy to look at anyway. It's basically the whole tarot card meanings on 2 pieces of paper, which is pretty pretty impressive really. And then very similar for the astrology. So you know, this is very complex and layered occult subject, and Ritual have done an amazing job of managing to like squeeze a lot of information into these pages. So like if you're just starting out using the astrology, using tarot, then that's a really excellent resource. So personal birth chart, that was in this year's planner as well, and then you can fill in, so you can have your own chart, which is such a useful tool. I talked about this when I made a video showing how I set up my Ritual planner for 2023. And yeah, it's so good to have this information here to just quickly refer back to, because then you know, like if there's certain transits happening, you can just compare that with your chart and see how those things like hitting your chart. So yeah, really helpful. And then this is one of the changes that they've made. They've made this year ahead spread bigger, which is really helpful because it was like a little bit crunched in before, and now there's plenty of room here to do a year ahead spread. Yeah, really nice. I like the illustrations as well. The fonts and typefaces and stuff have changed slightly, so it's kind of just a little bit more like, I don't know, celestial looking. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but I do like the fonts. These kind of like handwritten fonts, but then also these more bold. Yeah, just a really nice, you know, very aesthetically pleasing. And look at the calendars. So this is really handy. Let me show you what the calendars look like. And I didn't really use the calendars in my last one because they were a little bit too small to really use as a calendar, but you could use this as like a day-to-day planner now because there is enough space on here. And you know, you've got all of the moon phases on here as well, and you've got other transits that are happening. It's showing when the moon's void, it's showing when there's like sun is making conjunction, showing when all of the like different aspects and stuff. And if you're not sure what all that means, then you can just turn to the cheat sheet and figure it out. I think it's really, really well laid out. Little space for notes, a kind of month at a glance as well of the previous month there, so you can kind of see that, and then the following month at the top and bottom. But look, this is also really, really helpful. We've got when the sun is changing signs, and the new moon and full moon, and they've got the moon names on here as well, which I think is a nice. I'm not sure if that was in this year's or not. I hadn't noticed it, but now laid out like this, I think is much more accessible and easy to. That's the whole month, you know, seeing the whole month at a glance. And look, like a little key as well. Like look how well that's just kind of almost like you don't really notice it, but if you still need to like look up the different planet symbols and things like that, then you can see all that just wrapped around the calendar. It's a lot, you can tell that a lot of like care and attention has gone into the planning of this, and it's going to be really, really good to use, I think, really for all levels of people. So that's really exciting. So then after the calendar, you know, this is the same setup for each month. Then we have the month ahead spread, which has got the same prompts as it has in the 2023. So we've got a card for love, money, work, health, spirit, and then space to write those, and then the sort of whole energy of the month card as well. So I sometimes use Oracle to pull those rather than tarot, but you know, you can obviously use whatever you like. It's got a little space for reflection down here as well, which is cool. This is very similar to how it was last time as well. So like intentions for the month, feeling inspired by, looking forward to, need to let go of, the priorities, how I want to feel, highlights. So like kind of, it's got space for like planning, and it's also got space for reflection as well, and a habit tracker down here on the monthly page as well. So, you know, if you don't have another journal, another planner, this could definitely, it's a workhorse now. I think it's really got a lot of really good, the structure of it is what is really, really good. So the weekly pages look very similar to how they have been for a long time. So you've got a card for the week, and you can make some notes about that, a space for affirmations for the week as well. It shows you which week you're actually in January. And then just the fonts, I think, are just nice. So we've got the moon, the phases of the moon here. And yeah, look, I like that. Let me show you one of what that was like. So this was the font last time, which I really like that as well, but I think this is just, it's just changed it up, you know, changed the feel of it a little bit. And this, yeah, it feels nice. You know, when you just make little tweaks like that, and it feels good as well. These little like full moon dots as well are new, and that's a nice touch as well. And then here is the new moon pages. So these are a little bit more spaced out as well, so it feels like it feels a bit more spacious than last time too. Same prompt, so where am I right now? What is influencing me? What have I released since the last full moon? And then what seeds am I ready to plant? How can I help my intentions grow? What can I rely on during this cycle? So these are the prompts I've been working with for the moons through this year now, using my 2023, and I found them really, really good actually. They're good to refer back to as well. And then over here we've got space for intentions, space for gratitude, allow, change, how I feel, and some notes. I don't always use these pages, but I think that's because I also journal in my bullet journal as well as using this planner. So if you didn't have that, then that's what I'm kind of saying really, is that this could be like an all-in-one definitely solution now for all kinds of like kind of personal growth journaling, really, if you use tarot obviously. So yeah, same weekly pages, and then the full moon. So the prompts are a little bit different for the full moon. We've got where am I right now? What is influencing me? What have I created since the last new moon? What is no longer serving me? How can I let go and release this energy? And what can I learn during this cycle? So that, again, they're prompts I've been working with consistently now through 2023, and finding them really good. I like how it just, the layout of that page is just really satisfying to me. And then over here we've got the same, like release, gratitude, allow, how I feel, and things I want to change, and some notes. So yeah, I think really nice. Let me show you. So this is new, and this is what I was excited to see, because previously I have been doing extra tarot spreads in my bullet journal, but because they've added more space now, after each month there's like a double page spread. So you know, like if you want to do an extra spread around something, or you've seen a spread online that you want to use, there's now space in here to do that. It's like dot grid paper, but it's like giant dot grid. I don't know why they've gone for a giant dot grid, but you know, I'll just ignore the dots and just write on these pages. Basically, it's like a nice double page where you can do whatever it is that you want to do on that dot grid. And then, you know, it carries on the same. You've got February, and you know, the energy for the month, the weekly spreads, the moon, the weekly spreads, the full moon, end of the month, and then you've got your journal pages. So that is the sort of structure of it, going all the way through. I think there's like a little bit, yeah. So at the very back there is a whole bunch of extra journaling paper as well. So you know, it's a really good overspill. I used mine this year to create a daily draw tracker. So I like make a note of what cards have come out, so I can kind of see which of the cards are like coming out a lot, which cards, like I haven't pulled a Two of Pentacles all year. I have actually in some of the spreads that aren't logged in here, but that will be even better now if I am logging these ones in here as well, because all of those cards will then go into that tracker, which I think is really, really handy. So yeah, it's available now on their website, ritualplanner.com. I'll put all the links and everything down below as well. So yeah, let me know what you think, whether you will be getting one of these this year. I know lots of you guys really enjoy the Ritual Planner, and I know lots of you have been thinking about it as well. Just before we go, I want to show you this that they sent me as well. Look at these gorgeous little tarot stickers, so that I can put these in rather than using the stamps. Well, you know, there's not gonna be enough. I've got, how many sheets have I got? 1, 2, 3, I think there's 6 maybe, or 5 sheets of these. So they should last a fair amount of time in here, and they're so pretty. So these, I'm assuming that these are also available on their website as well. And I think I am this year gonna get their tarot stamps, because I've been using these ones from like just cheap ones off Amazon, and I've lost one now, and they're just not really as nice as the Ritual ones. So I think I will be doing that. So yeah, let me know what you think, whether you think the tweaks are nice. I really do. I think they have really like upgraded it this year. Thank you so much for watching. Warmest blessings, and I will see you very soon.